Welcome back to B&B Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the dramatic developments unfolding in the world of The Bold and the Beautiful. Prepare yourselves for an in-depth exploration of the emotional turmoil, calculated schemes, and explosive confrontations that await our favorite characters in this week's episodes. The Spencer dynasty divided. The magnificent Spencer estate, typically a symbol of wealth and power, has transformed into a battleground of principles and morality. Liam Spencer, with his moral compass firmly intact, finds himself at odds with his formidable father, Bill Spencer, in what promises to be one of the most consequential confrontations in their complicated relationship. The catalyst for this father-son showdown? Bill's unfathomable decision to harbor a known criminal, not just any wrongdoer, but a double murderer who has left a trail of destruction in her wake. As Liam stands in his father's opulent office, surrounded by the trappings of the Spencer legacy, his face reflects not just anger, but profound disappointment. "You have effectively unleashed a maniac." Liam's voice reverberates through the room, his hands gesturing wildly as he struggles to comprehend his father's actions. The veins in his neck become visible as he continues his impassioned plea for reason. "Do you understand what you've done? She kidnapped Steffy. She planned to kill her. And you've just, what? Given her a get-out-of-jail-free card?" Bill, ever the imposing figure, remains unmoved by his son's outburst. His steely gaze, which has intimidated business rivals and enemies alike, now fixes on his own flesh and blood, with a mixture of defiance and what could almost be mistaken for paternal wisdom, if not for the questionable nature of his decisions. "There's nothing you can do about it," Bill responds, his voice carrying that characteristic Spencer confidence that borders on arrogance. "People deserve second chances, Liam. Luna has changed. I've seen it." Liam's incredulous laughter fills the room. "Changed? In the few months she's been hiding on your property? Do you hear yourself?" He runs his fingers through his hair, a gesture of frustration that speaks volumes. "This isn't about redemption, Dad. This is about you playing God with people's lives, with our family's safety." As their argument escalates, the fundamental differences between father and son become increasingly apparent. Bill, the man who built an empire through ruthless determination and sometimes questionable ethics, sees his actions as justified. Liam, who has always struggled to balance his Spencer heritage with his own moral code, cannot reconcile himself with what he perceives as his father's dangerous lapse in judgment. Industry insiders suggest that this confrontation will not be a one-and-done argument, but rather the beginning of a significant rift between the Spencer men. Sources close to the production hint that Liam may take drastic steps to protect his family from what he perceives as Bill's reckless decision, potentially even involving legal measures to challenge Luna's pardon. The question on everyone's lips: will Bill's unwavering stance cost him the relationship with his son? And perhaps more importantly, will Liam's fears about Luna prove justified in the coming weeks? Hope's heartbreak and Deacon's opportunity. In a quaint corner of Il Giardino, away from prying eyes, Hope Logan sits across from her father, Deacon Sharp. The restaurant's ambient lighting casts shadows across her tear-stained face as she clutches a napkin, her knuckles white with tension. This father-daughter moment, fraught with raw emotion, represents a significant shift in their often tumultuous relationship. "I trusted him, Dad." Hope's voice breaks as she recounts Carter Walton's betrayal. The pain in her eyes is palpable, a window into her shattered heart. "I thought he was different. I thought he understood me." She pauses, gathering herself before delivering the final blow. "And Mom, she knew. She knew, and she chose to protect him instead of me." Deacon's face, weathered by years of his own mistakes and regrets, softens with genuine concern. Unlike many in Hope's life, he makes no attempt to defend Brooke or minimize Hope's pain. Instead, he reaches across the table, his hand covering his daughter's in a rare gesture of paternal comfort. "I'm sorry, sweetheart," he says, his voice uncharacteristically gentle. "You deserved better from both of them." There's no hint of satisfaction in his tone at Brooke's misstep, only sincere empathy for his daughter's suffering. As Hope continues to unburden herself, Deacon listens attentively, occasionally nodding or offering a comforting word. For perhaps the first time, Hope sees her father not as the unreliable ex-con who has disappointed her countless times, but as someone who genuinely wants to be there for her. Later in the week, as Hope struggles to navigate the aftermath of her personal and professional setbacks, Deacon approaches her with an unexpected proposition. Sources close to the production reveal that Deacon's offer will involve Hope's fashion line, potentially providing her with a new direction that could free her from the constraints of Forrester Creations. "I know I haven't always been there for you," Deacon tells her, his eyes reflecting years of regret and a newfound determination. But I want to change that. Let me help you now. Will Hope accept her father's offer, potentially aligning herself more closely with a man the Forresters and Logans have long considered dangerous? And what will Brooke's reaction be when she discovers that her betrayal has pushed her daughter further into Deacon's orbit? Industry analysts suggest this storyline could mark a significant evolution in Hope's character, potentially moving her away from her traditionally good girl image towards something more complex and unpredictable, a transformation that could have far-reaching implications for multiple storylines. The dangerous grandmother-granddaughter alliance. The lavish yet somehow sinister interior of Bill Spencer's guest house serves as the backdrop for one of the week's most intriguing scenes. Here, Luna Nozawa and Sheila Carter, grandmother and granddaughter bound by blood and a shared capacity for manipulation, engage in a conversation that would send chills down the spines of Los Angeles' elite if they could witness it. Luna, youthful and vibrant yet with eyes that betray a calculating mind beyond her years, paces excitedly as she recounts her latest machination to Sheila. "You should have seen Will's face when I made the offer," she says, a smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "He tried to act all Spencer tough, but I could see it in his eyes. He's intrigued." Sheila, the infamous villain whose name alone can cause tremors throughout the fashion world, listens with the attentiveness of a master evaluating an apprentice. Her expression shifts between pride and concern as Luna elaborates on her plan to entangle Bill's youngest son in their web. "He's young, Grandma," Luna continues, her confidence growing with each word, "impressionable, and he's been overshadowed by his brothers his entire life. All I had to do was make him feel special, important, like he could have something that's just his." Sheila's lips curve into a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. "You're learning fast," she acknowledges, her voice carrying the weight of years spent manipulating others. "But the Spencers are not to be underestimated. Bill may seem blinded by whatever he feels for me, but his sons, especially Liam, they're watching, and they're smarter than you give them credit for." Rising from her seat with the grace of a predator, Sheila approaches Luna, placing her hands on her granddaughter's shoulders. "Remember what I taught you," she says, her voice dropping to a near whisper. "Patience is everything. Don't rush for immediate gratification when the long game offers so much more." Luna nods, absorbing her grandmother's wisdom like a sponge. "I won't disappoint you," she promises, her determination evident in the set of her jaw. What neither woman realizes is that their alliance, while powerful, has created ripples throughout Los Angeles. Sources indicate that Electra Forrester has begun connecting dots that others have missed, potentially positioning her as the unexpected hero who might expose Luna's true nature before it's too late. The question remains, will Luna heed Sheila's advice about patience, or will her youthful impulsiveness lead her to make a critical error? And what exactly is the nature of the offer she made to Will Spencer that has her so confident in her ability to manipulate him? Finn's internal battle and Steffy's ultimatum. The Cliff House, with its breathtaking ocean views and modern architecture, has always represented Steffy and Finn's sanctuary, a place of love, family, and security. But now, as the couple stands in their living room, the tension between them threatens to undermine the very foundation of their marriage. Steffy Forrester, her posture, rigid with determination, faces her husband with the fierce protectiveness of a mother lion. "I need your word, Finn," she insists, her voice unwavering despite the emotion behind her words. "Luna will have no place in our lives. Not now, not ever. She's dangerous, and I won't expose our children to that kind of threat." John Finn Finnegan, the dedicated doctor whose compassionate nature has always been his defining characteristic, finds himself torn between his love for Steffy and the biological connection he cannot deny. His internal struggle manifests physically as he paces the room, running his hands through his hair in a gesture of profound conflict. "Steffy, I understand your concerns," he begins, choosing his words carefully, "and keeping you and the children safe is my priority always." He pauses, the weight of what he's about to say evident in his hesitation. "But she's my daughter, my flesh and blood, asking me to completely shut the door on her." Steffy's eyes flash with a mixture of fear and frustration. "Your flesh and blood? Like Sheila is yours?" The mention of his biological mother, another woman who brought danger to their doorstep, hangs heavy in the air between them. "How many times do we have to go through this, Finn? How many times do we have to put our family at risk because of your biological connections?" The pain in Finn's eyes is evident as he absorbs the impact of Steffy's words. He knows she's not being cruel, she's being protective, and yet the doctor in him, The healer who believes in rehabilitation and second chances cannot fully reconcile himself with the absolute nature of her demand. I promised you, he finally says, his voice thick with emotion, and I'll keep that promise. But Steffi, this isn't easy for me. Steffi's expression softens slightly, recognizing the genuine struggle her husband is experiencing. She crosses the room to him, taking his hands in hers. I know it's not, she acknowledges, but we've been down this road before with Sheila, and it nearly destroyed us. I won't go through that again. As they stand there, hands clasped, but hearts divided, the fundamental question of their storyline emerges. Can love survive when it's tested by blood ties and past traumas? Can Finn truly honor his promise to Steffi when doing so means denying a part of himself? Industry insiders suggest that this conflict will not be easily resolved, with Finn potentially seeking counsel from an unexpected source in the coming weeks, a development that could either strengthen his resolve to honor Steffi's wishes or lead him down a path that puts their marriage at even greater risk. A web of confrontations and alliances. The coming week promises a tapestry of confrontations that will reshape the landscape of the bold and the beautiful universe. Each face-off represents not just a clash of personalities, but a collision of worldviews and values that will have lasting repercussions. Electra Forrester, armed with her family's legendary determination and a keen intellect that rivals her design skills, sets her sights on Luna. Sources close to the production reveal that their confrontation will take place in the heart of Forrester Creations, with Luna unwittingly revealing more than she intends under Electra's skillful questioning. I know what you're doing, Electra is rumored to say, her voice low but intense as she corners Luna in the design office. The innocent act might work on others, but I see right through you. Luna, momentarily caught off guard by Electra's directness, quickly recovers her composure. I don't know what you're talking about, she responds, her eyes widening with practiced innocence. I'm just trying to find my place here, to connect with my family. Electra's laugh is sharp, cutting through Luna's pretense like a designer's scissors through silk. Family? Is that what you call it when you manipulate and threaten people? When you align yourself with someone like Sheila Carter? This confrontation, while brief, sets the stage for a longer-term rivalry that could become one of the show's most compelling dynamics. Electra, often overlooked in favor of her more established family members, may emerge as an unexpected heroine in the battle against Luna and Sheila's machinations. Meanwhile, in another corner of Los Angeles, Brooke Logan approaches Ridge Forrester with a request that speaks volumes about their complex history. Finding him alone in his office at Forrester Creations, she hesitates at the doorway, her vulnerability evident despite her characteristic confidence. Ridge, I need to ask you something, she begins, her voice carrying a note of uncertainty that's rare for the typically self-assured Brooke. And I know, given our history, I might not have the right to ask for anything. Ridge, ever the gentleman, despite the turbulence of their relationship, gestures for her to continue, his expression guarded but not unkind. It's about hope, Brooke continues, moving further into the office. She's struggling with the line, with everything that happened with Carter. She needs stability, a vote of confidence from someone she respects. She pauses, gathering her courage. Would you consider taking a more active role in mentoring her? Not for me, but for her? The request, seemingly simple on the surface, carries layers of complexity given their history and the current dynamics at Forrester Creations. Ridge's response, and whether he chooses to honor Brooke's request, could signal a shift in their relationship and potentially create new tensions with other family members who might view his involvement with Hope's line as favoritism. And in perhaps the week's most explosive confrontation, Steffy Forrester faces off with Bill Spencer in his office, her determination matching his legendary stubbornness in a clash of titans that promises to leave both shaken. You've lost your mind, Steffy declares, her voice rising with each word as she confronts the man who once obsessed over her. Harboring Sheila and Luna, helping them escape justice, what happened to the Bill Spencer who valued family above all else? Bill, unaccustomed to being challenged so directly, especially by someone he once desired, responds with characteristic defensiveness. Don't presume to know what I value, Steffy, he retorts, his voice carrying that distinctive Spencer edge. I'm giving two women a chance at redemption, something your family claims to believe in but rarely practices. Steffy's laugh is bitter, tinged with disbelief. Redemption? For women who have tried to destroy our families? Who have literally attempted murder? She shakes her head, her disappointment evident. I used to respect you, Bill. Even when we were at odds, I respected your devotion to your sons. But this is betrayal of the worst kind. As their confrontation escalates, sources suggest that Bill may reveal motivations for his actions that go beyond what anyone has suspected, revelations that could cast his decisions in a new, though not necessarily more favorable light. Next, we will learn about the exciting character returns and family drama brewing in the upcoming episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful. The tension is mounting, relationships are being tested, and familiar faces are set to grace our screens once again. Unexpected family reunions on the horizon. Are you eagerly anticipating the return of beloved characters to the canvas? The coming week promises to deliver some emotional reunions and potentially explosive encounters that could reshape the landscape of Los Angeles' most glamorous families. The question hanging in the air like the California sunshine, can the Forrester-Spencer blended family weather yet another storm? With Kelly Spencer's imminent return and the complicated dynamics surrounding Finn's newfound daughter, viewers are bracing themselves for dramatic confrontations and heartwarming moments alike. Kelly Spencer's return stirs potential family crisis. Mark your calendars for Friday, April 4, when the adorable Kelly Spencer makes her much-anticipated return to our screens. The talented young actress, Sofia Perez, will once again embody Steffy and Liam's precocious daughter, bringing her childlike innocence to a situation fraught with adult complications. Sources close to the production reveal that Kelly's scenes will primarily feature interactions with her stepfather, Dr. John Finnegan, portrayed by the charismatic Tanner Novlan. Their father-daughter bond has been a highlight of the show's family dynamics, with Finn embracing his role as Kelly's stepfather with genuine affection and dedication. However, this seemingly innocent family time could potentially ignite a powder keg of tension, with the recent bombshell revelation that Luna Nozawa is Finn's biological daughter, and Steffi's adamant stance that Luna should remain far away from their children. Kelly's time with Finn carries significant dramatic potential. Industry insiders hint at a possible chance encounter between Kelly, Finn, and Luna during their outing. Picture this, a sunny day at a Los Angeles park, Kelly excitedly playing on the swings while Finn watches proudly. Then, as if orchestrated by fate itself, Luna appears, perhaps deliberately or by genuine coincidence. The moment Finn's two daughters, one by marriage, one by blood, occupy the same space, could create a pivotal moment in the ongoing saga. The writers have crafted a scene that beautifully captures the innocence of Kelly juxtaposed against the complicated adult relationships, shares a production source who requested anonymity. The way Kelly interacts with Luna, completely unaware of the tangled web of relationships, will tug at viewers' heartstrings while simultaneously ratcheting up the tension. Should such an encounter occur and subsequently reach Steffi's ears, either through Kelly's innocent recounting or through other means, the consequences could be catastrophic for the Forrester-Finnegan marriage. Steffi's protective maternal instincts, already on high alert, would likely trigger a response that could push her relationship with Finn to the breaking point. Steffy and Finn barely survived the Sheila Carter revelation, notes renowned soap opera analyst Mariah Thornton. This new challenge, having Luna as Finn's daughter, tests them in an entirely different way. It's not just about accepting Finn's biological connection to someone dangerous. It's about trusting his judgment when it comes to protecting their blended family. The question looms large. If Kelly innocently mentions meeting Daddy Finn's other daughter, how will Steffy respond? Will this be the final straw that breaks their marriage, or will it force them to find a new understanding and compromise? Liam Spencer's dramatic return to the canvas. While devoted viewers often lament the limited screen time for fan favorite Liam Spencer, they can rejoice in his upcoming appearance scheduled for Thursday, April 3rd. The Emmy-winning actor Scott Clifton will reprise his role in what promises to be an emotionally charged confrontation with his on-screen father, the formidable Dollar Bill Spencer, portrayed by soap opera veteran Don Diamont. Sources close to the production reveal that this father-son showdown will not be your typical family disagreement. Liam, typically portrayed as thoughtful and somewhat indecisive, will reportedly unleash a side of himself rarely seen, raw anger directed squarely at his powerful father. Scott Clifton delivers one of his most powerful performances in recent memory, shares director Marcus Johnson. The scene required him to access a level of righteous indignation that we don't often see from Liam, and Scott absolutely nailed it. The chemistry between him and Don Diamont crackles with tension. While the exact nature of their disagreement remains closely guarded, industry insiders suggest it likely relates to Bill's recent controversial decisions regarding Luna Nozawa and possibly Sheila Carter. Bill's penchant for making unilateral decisions that impact the entire Spencer family has created friction before, but this confrontation apparently takes their conflict to unprecedented heights. The writing team has crafted dialogue that references their complicated history while pushing their relationship into new territory, explains head writer Catherine Morrison. We wanted to explore what happens when a son who has always sought his father's approval finally reaches his breaking point and stands firmly against him on moral grounds. The scene reportedly takes place in Bill's office, a power setting that has witnessed countless Spencer confrontations over the years. The familiar surroundings serve as a stark contrast to the unfamiliar intensity of Liam's approach. Dawn and Scott rehearsed extensively for this scene, reveals a crew member. They wanted to honor their history between these characters while showing how both have evolved. The result is a confrontation that feels both inevitable and surprising. Viewers should prepare themselves for dialogue laden with emotional callbacks and possibly revelations that could reshape the Spencer family dynamics for months to come. Will this confrontation create an irreparable rift between father and son, or might it ultimately lead to a new understanding between these two strong-willed men? The revolving door of Bold and Beautiful's character canvas. The Bold and the Beautiful has long been known for its dynamic approach to character appearances, creating a rich tapestry where beloved figures may step away from the spotlight only to return at dramatically opportune moments. This coming week exemplifies this approach perfectly, with the strategic reappearance of both Liam and Kelly Spencer. This narrative technique, what industry insiders often refer to as the revolving door approach, allows the show to maintain a core cast while periodically refreshing storylines with characters whose absence has made viewers' hearts grow fonder. It also enables the writers to create moments of maximum impact when these characters return to address unresolved issues or react to developments that occurred during their time off-screen. The selective use of characters like Liam and Kelly creates a more realistic world, explains veteran soap opera consultant Eleanor Winters. In real life, we don't see every member of our extended family every day. By having characters move in and out of the main storylines, the show maintains its connection to reality while still delivering the heightened drama viewers crave. For actors like Scott Clifton, this approach also allows for a more sustainable work-life balance while still maintaining their beloved characters' presence in the show's universe. When they do appear, their scenes tend to carry greater weight and significance. The upcoming week's episodes perfectly demonstrate how these strategic character returns can serve as catalysts for advancing multiple storylines simultaneously. Liam's confrontation with Bill not only addresses their relationship, but potentially impacts Bill's connections with other characters. Similarly, Kelly's innocent interactions with Finn could have far-reaching consequences for the Forrester-Finnegan marriage and the larger family dynamic. The ripple effects of family revelations. The recent revelation that Luna Nozawa is Finn's biological daughter continues to send shockwaves through the interconnected families of Los Angeles. This bombshell, dropped by none other than the notorious Sheila Carter, has created a complex web of reactions and counterreactions that will play out in fascinating ways during the coming week. For Steffy Forrester, this revelation represents not just a surprise but a potential threat to the family she has fought so hard to protect. Her insistence that Luna remain far away from their children stems from both maternal instinct and bitter experience. After all, the Forrester family has suffered repeatedly at the hands of those with hidden agendas. Steffi's reaction comes from a place of deep trauma, explains character psychologist Dr. Vanessa Rodriguez. She's experienced loss and betrayal repeatedly, often from individuals connected to her loved ones by blood. Her protective stance isn't just about Luna specifically, it's about the pattern she's seen repeat throughout her life. For Finn, the situation presents an impossible dilemma. As a doctor, he's dedicated his life to healing and chances. As a man who is adopted, he understands the complex emotions surrounding biological connections. Yet as Steffi's husband and Kelly and Hayes' stepfather, his primary responsibility is to his family's safety and well-being. Finn is walking an emotional tightrope, notes actor Tanner Novlin in a recent interview. He wants to honor his commitment to Steffy while also acknowledging this newfound connection to Luna. It's tearing him apart because both impulses come from a place of love and integrity. The upcoming interactions between Kelly, Finn, and potentially Luna will serve as a microcosm of this larger conflict. Through the innocent eyes of a child, viewers will witness the human cost of these adult complications, a reminder that in the world of the bold and the beautiful, every dramatic revelation ripples outward to affect even the youngest members of these dynastic families. The echoes of history and current storylines. Longtime viewers will recognize the parallels between the current Finn-Luna revelation and previous storylines involving biological connections that threatened established relationships. Most notably, the revelation that Sheila Carter was Finn's biological mother nearly destroyed his marriage to Steffy before they found a way forward together. The show has always excelled at exploring how the past influences the present, observes soap historian Jonathan Blake. By creating this echo of the Sheila situation with Luna, the writers are asking both the characters and the audience to consider what lessons were learned from that earlier crisis, and how those lessons might apply or fail to apply to the current situation. This thematic resonance creates a richer viewing experience for long-term fans, while still providing compelling drama for newer audiences. It also raises the stakes for Steffy and Finn's relationship. Having survived one biological bombshell, will they be stronger in facing this new challenge, or will the cumulative weight of these revelations finally break them? As we anticipate the return of Liam and Kelly Spencer to our screens this coming week, one thing is certain: Bold and the Beautiful continues its tradition of using family connections, both those forged by blood and those created by choice, to explore the most fundamental human emotions. Love, loyalty, betrayal, forgiveness. These timeless themes play out against the glamorous backdrop of Los Angeles, reminding us why this daytime drama has captured hearts for decades. Stay tuned for our detailed episode recaps and character analyses as these compelling storylines unfold. The drama is just beginning, and if this week's previews are any indication, The Bold and the Beautiful is poised to deliver some of its most emotionally resonant episodes yet.